Hello, I'm Shelly, and I want to welcome you to the secret world of toys, or I should say a behind-the-scenes peek at the secret world of toys. So, welcome to my playhouse. This is where I create the art that I hope that you enjoy as much as I do. So one of the biggest questions I get is, how did I get into toy photography? And that is a super complicated question, but I will try to make it short and sweet for you. I was intrigued by collectible minifigs, the geisha, and the samurai. I just thought they were just the cutest little things. And since I've been a long-time arts photographer, it wasn't long before I took these guys and the crash test dummy and put them in front of my camera and started exploring toy photography and telling my own stories with that. And along that journey, not only have I created this amazing fun body of work, but I have started several blogs and run some online feature accounts and just basically spread the love of toy photography. And from there, I wanted to create some work that I wanted to put on my wall because I'm a big fan of Lego and so is my family, and I wanted to create some art that I would be proud to show my passion in my own home. And from there, I sort of created my crazy Encaustic work, and I wanted to give you behind the scenes look at that process and what goes into each one of these unique individual works of art. Actually, I think one of the real joys of taking toy photography is just an excuse. It's an excuse to get out and enjoy the nature, the Pacific Northwest, or wherever I might be. So if it could be hanging out at the side of a lake or hanging out on the river, going hiking, I always take my toys because I never know what I'm going to find. And I enjoy telling my stories. I like telling the stories that the toys might have. And I also like to just explore my own childhood and childhood stories through toys, and I do that out in nature. I also travel with my toys, and that's a lot of fun. I've taken them to Hawaii, to all along the West Coast, to Colorado. I've taken them as far as Australia and Sweden, Italy, wherever my crazy travels might take me. I always take my toys because it's just a lot of fun to experience the world at this micro level with the toys and behind a camera lens. So besides writing for toyphotographers.com, one of the blogs that I've started, another one of the highlights with my fun career as a toy photographer is creating a fine art gallery show with Brian Ono here in Seattle that featured my work as well as Vesa, otherwise known as Avenat, from Finland, and Boris from Sweden. We had a great time with that. And I also have done several campaigns in conjunction with the Lego group. One of them was launching the Ship in the Bottle idea set, which was a super cool set, as well as some city work and the Ninjago Dragons from 2018. And I really appreciate my opportunities with Lego and just love the product. So let me give you a behind the scenes look now about what goes into each one of these pieces, and we'll go from there. So each of the prints starts as a fiber-based print that I print myself on my Epson P800, if anyone's curious about that. And these are all archival quality prints with archival inks. And the first thing I do after I print them is I mount it to a board, and this is what they look like when they're mounted. And then after that, the next sort of a quick step I do for the ones that are multi-layered is I will cut out one of the pieces and then layer that on so you have a nice two-level. Another part of the process is adding color to the pieces. What I have found from trial and error is a lot of times I'll lose some of this ending color, the base color, and I want to preserve that color, so I'll come in with pan pastels and add color into the piece just to sort of darken it in areas, add a little bit of a painterly feel to them, and again keep blurring the line between photography and painting by adding this color. The thing I do after I do that is I add the wax. I always have a little bit of wax over here already melted on my handy dandy mat board there, my hot plate. So once I have a good base coat on, this is where the fun begins. Using the heat gun to melt the wax is actually The wax is fusing with the paper and melting into the paper so it adheres, and it's a fairly permanent process. Now I've just got a couple light coats on this, and I'll do 2 or 3 more after that to really build that wax up. And then when I'm done, I'll actually add a little bit of color on top as well to, again, to kind of blur that line between painting and photography. So once that's done, then I'll have one like this where the wax is completely fused. I've got 3 or 4 layers on that. And on one like this one, I love the warmth of the wax on the photo, but because I'm a photographer, I really also enjoy the clarity of a photo. So that's why I'll come back in and I remove the wax, the encaustic medium, from where the figure is and give that kind of a sharp edge to it. And it also gives the image a little bit more depth, which is a lot of fun. So I've just removed just the wax just off the kitty's face, but now you can really see that cute little kitty face, and isn't that what it's all about? I love these little faces. Besides my encaustic pieces, I also have an extensive line of greeting cards on my website, and these are just super fun to share with family and friends and spread a little joy and humor in the world. There's nothing more fun and gratifying to me as an artist to hear how well received these cards are when they are sent to friends and family. So I hope you'll take a look, see what you see, and help support the arts. Oh my God, that's so pathetic!